So,
Yeah.
Meza Pegasus,
Mm-hmm.
and Samite Healer.
Nice.
Yep. Those
And
are
then
some good
I found a
betas.
couple. I found a couple that are worth like 10. So these are all like 2.
All right.
These are all 2s.
So I got
Unlimited. They were technically 3rd edition.
No. I've got 2s and I've got 3s.
Oh yeah, beta was 2, and then those were the third.
It goes alpha, beta. Then they had then there was a second, which is written down as a U, and then there was a 3rd.
There was unlimited, right?
Yeah, that's what I got.
U is unlimited.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Which was the 3rd edition.
Yeah, I've got unlimited. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. These ones here, but these ones are only worth like between $8 and $10. But
so
still 8 and $10.
With that, I am going to say one of the best ways to start a live stream is by not telling Nev that we are on a live stream. and
then all of a sudden his virtual camera goes away.
And then his camera goes away. Yes. Hello, friends. This is the Nerdy Network. I, Thaddeus, am joined by 2 of my favorite people in the world. To my left, stage left, I guess, is Paul Anthony, and his hetero life partner on my right, the Nev. Welcome, gentlemen.
You got me way zoomed in.
Do I? I just like seeing your face that close.
There we go. Camo's back on. Camo's back on.
I just think you're so handsome, Paul, that it's like I have to look very close at you. Hold on. Shift. Adjust. Oh, hold on. That's the wrong button. I don't mean to have you.
You should have had this stuff set up before we go live.
You are right.
You get that.
You are right. And I'm always aware that I should do things, but when do I ever do things that I should do, Nev? I mean, I should do research on a specific game that we play, but I don't ever, because that takes away the fun of it.
And by the way, hello to Bailey and hello to Aldry.
Hello, hello. Today, and we actually decided this, we used to do these live every Sunday night, but we were talking about it, and to kind of like lower the spoiler rate, we want to give everyone a full week, or roughly a full week, to watch an episode, and then go in the next day, and see what is to come. And so today we are hours away at the recording of this from episode 2, right?
Yeah, indeed we are.
And I'm pretty excited, guys. I'm probably more excited for episode 2, having watched episode 1, than I was for episode 1. If that makes sense. And to me, it makes total sense.
It would.
It does.
It would.
Yeah. Now, having said that, what were your... Let's go ahead and just jump in. Let's do overall positive, negative vibes without going into details, and then we'll jump into the actual episode. We'll break it down and talk about it. Paul, what were your initial thoughts having watched it?
So going into the beginning, or like before I watched it, or after I watched it?
After you watched it. What were your thoughts?
After I watched it, I'll say my initial thoughts were, that's all we get for this one.
Okay.
And then I guess that means I want more.
Mm-hmm. And Nev?
Well, I have the thing is with this isn't like The Mandalorian. Okay.
Okay.
This is the book of Boba. This is the book of Boba Fett.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that exists and has existed for a very, very long time in Star Wars lore, since the beginning. All right. Comics and graphic novels and him in video games have been happening since the 80s and the early 90s. He
Yes.
has been around for a very long time. So there are two. So my reaction to the Book of Boba and how I feel about the Book of Boba is going to be completely different to the Mandalorian, because the Mandalorian was about new. It was fresh. It was brand new. Let's create new lore. Let's create new characters. And in the same time, you know, it's in the same universe. We can bring certain aspects back. Sure. We can bring this back. We can bring that back. But, you know, like Jon Favreau was like, this is all new, brand spanking.
Yeah.
This isn't. The Book of Boba is not. Okay. Yes, it's an original story, but there's already a lot of source material.
Indeed.
Very important. Those two words are extremely important when you are dealing with Boba Fett IP. When you're dealing with Star Wars Boba Fett IP, we have source material.
Yeah, you're right.
The source material was not used, and that has disappointed me.
Okay. All right.
Robert Rodriguez has disappointed me.
He's let
because
you down.
He's let me down. Now, here's the thing. I'm not suggesting for a second that I'm not suggesting for a second that, you know, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau and Robert Rodriguez go, right, okay, so this is the story. This is exactly how it happens in the book, right? This is exactly how it happens in the Bounty Hunter Wars. We have to do that. It's like, no. You see, because then that would just be, lazy.
Yeah.
That would just be lazy, you know, because it's not about transcribing what was in a book onto film. It's about giving us something original while respecting the source material, while respecting the lore. And I don't think that they did that in any way, shape, or form. And that's what's disappointing me.
All right.
I'm happy with the story. Actually, you know, so here's the thing. So I'm not like you regarding episode number 2. Don't get me wrong, I'm looking forward to watching it because I know I'm going to be entertained.
Yes.
But I'm not like giddy like a child, excited, wondering what the next bit of lore they're going to introduce in, because I already know how much they're going to introduce. 0.
Really?
Bagel. Nothing.
You think we're going to get a flat bagel?
I think we're going to get a flat bagel. I think they're going, nope, we're not going to take anything from the past. We're going to make it all brand spanking new. You know, this thing going on with the Tuscans, brand spanking new. You know, we're not going to bring back any of his old bounty hunter buddies. So my theory that they were going to bring them back.
Yeah.
Get it. I don't think they're going to bring back Dengar.
Oh.
No, I'll tell you what. The reason why I don't think they're going to bring back Dengar, because the perfect time to bring back Dengar would have been right off the bat. And that tells me they're not bringing him back.
So I think we're getting some, and I'm sure I'll definitely get into it.
Yeah.
But I really think that we are going to get some things from the past that's going to blow our minds, but that'll be for my speculation time.
I think so too.
I think they'll throw some. I think they'll throw some old school bounty hunters. You know, I do think that they'll throw some old school bounty hunters or old school pirates from the extended universe, but not specific, but not characters specific to Boba Fett lore and Boba Fett history, as we knew it. I knew it.
I think to an extent, I think you're right. I've got to say, hold on. I think that overall, though, I think you're wrong.
And that's not to say that what's been presented isn't good, solid, entertaining Star Wars programming.
Agreed.
Okay, but that's all I'm seeing. I'm not seeing mind-blowing, you know, amazing. It's not that it's the Book of Boba is not that to me. It's just solid.
Yeah,
it's just good, solid. It's not, oh my God, Dengar rescued him at the start. You know.
So before you get too far off, I think you're right. I think we need a lot more stuff. I'll give you my thought, and I'm along the lines with Paul. I watched that first episode, and I've watched it collectively 3 times.
I've only watched it the once.
I watched it once. I started watching it a second time, and then my wife's like, "Why are we watching this as a family?" And I'm like, "Because I watched it with my youngest. I want to share this joy with my entire family." Now, my wife, she's a Star Wars heathen. She's not a fan like I am. I mean, you talk about Edgar Allan Poe, then yeah, she'll nerd out with the rest of them. But like Star Wars, no. Then I watched it a third time at school, and I've just finished it. So I guess maybe a fourth time here. So I'm left wanting after the first episode. I love the way they did it, but it seems to me I'm always so excited for more, right? I'm always so happy when they give me an episode, but then I'm at the end of a 30-minute episode, I'm a little pissed off that it was only 30 minutes. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like with the Bad Batch, I'm like, okay, fine. It's a cartoon, 22 minutes. Okay, fine. With like when we got like, what was it with the Mandalorian? We were getting like 35, 40, and then it's the same vibe, and it's just so frustrating because I see this, and then I go to all of these other streaming services, and I'm seeing 50-minute long episodes. You know, like along with this, as I'm watching this, I'm also watching season 2 of The Witcher, and it's like 50 minutes. And
done it, been there, seen it, watched it, got the T-shirt. We'll have to do a Witcher one over the weekend.
Oh my gosh, I'm loving The Witcher.
We'll do you and me. We'll do that on Sunday. Maybe.
Okay. But like it's so frustrating to me to see this big company that is Disney, that is Lucasfilm, only do this small section of video. You know, I want more. I want to be able to complain about an episode having too much information, you know, too much stuff. And it's so frustrating to see this. Now, SD comments in the comment section that like these other streaming services give it, you know, all at once. I don't necessarily.
Not all of them. Discovery, Picard.
Yeah, well,
CBS doesn't.
See, but that's because it's Picard, right? Can you imagine them giving us all of those episodes with that?
Yeah, I'd have got to choose to not watch them all in one go.
Yeah,
so
I would have
liked that.
I was going to say that it would have been just almost inappropriate, the level of sexiness brought to us by that captain.
Well, you see, here's the thing.
Captain
one of the metrics.
Captain Rios.
Oh God, Rios. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing that you get from a Netflix that you don't get from a Paramount or you don't get from a Hulu, right? Because Hulu did the exact same thing with A Handmaid's Tale, right?
Did they? Okay.
If a show is so good, it will show, and they release the entire season, the metrics will be there.
Mm-hmm.
The metrics will be there. So it's like, okay, we've got a hit on our hands because 2 million users just watched every single episode back to back. We are definitely buying a season 3.
Yeah.
And they release a show, and it's like, okay, not one single account holder of Netflix watched this brand new series that we brought out back to back. Nobody binge watched it. Yeah. So maybe we hold off on doing a second. There are metrics that you can get from an audience if you present the audience with the entire show as a season in one go.
But Netflix is all about the binge.
That's true.
I mean, they made Mystery Science Theater 3000 release all the episodes all at once.
Yeah, and that's I understand that that's a back catalog of a body of work, though, isn't it?
No, they're new episodes.
The new ones.
Oh, they're new stuff. Yeah, and I just think, you know, Netflix do that because, you know, it's binge worthy. You know, it is. So if something's binge worthy, it is just binge worthy.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Cobra Kai, the season 4 Cobra Kai, all in one go. Couldn't stop myself. Witcher season 2, I was. I couldn't do it with one. I watched one all in one go. I couldn't put it down. But there was a section of The Witcher season 2 in the middle where I'm like, you know what? I'm comfortable stopping here and starting again on another day.
Yeah.
And I did that. House of Cards on Netflix, seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Really?
The entire every season except for the last one, because when it didn't start with Frank Underwood, I'm like, you need to be good, because without Frank Underwood, my expectations are extremely high. So hit me, Claire, hit me. And after 3 episodes, I was like,
they didn't deliver on that one.
I'm sorry, Claire, but you are no Frank Underwood. You're
Claire
Underwood. You see, and here's the thing. Claire Underwood without Frank Underwood is just as bad as Frank Underwood without Claire Underwood.
Yeah. No, I agree.
You know, if Claire Underwood, if it had been, if it had been the actress that plays Claire Underwood that had been under some controversial allegations and she'd been fired from the show, I'd have been just as dubious. I'd have been like, how is this going to work without Claire? Because they are so
it's the partnership. I agree. I agree.
And that is where I think Disney, with releasing it week after week, and the book, they like to build the excitement. It's a slightly different kettle of fish.
It's a slow burn.
Look how excited. Yes, I mean, because you are excited.
I am. I'm really excited. So tomorrow, as I'm putting stuff in like grade books, I'm going to be watching it. Like I have a prep time, and I will watch it, and then while I work and stuff, and then I'll come home and I'll probably watch it again. I am excited for this because they've set it up and they've left me intrigued. Okay. Now, one of the things that let's get into the episode right off the bat. It outlines how he got out. Boba Fett of the Sarlacc pit. Boba Fett does not need Dengar to save him. And that's what you mentioned earlier, Nev. Now,
no. Dengar doesn't save him. Dengar rescues him. The Sarlacc spits him out because the Sarlacc can't digest Beskar. That's why that's why he got spat out. In extended universe lore, he was ejected. He was spat out of the Sarlacc because the Sarlacc couldn't digest Beskar armor, which you'd kind of, I expect, which is what animals do. I can't digest you. Spit him out.
I'm gonna get rid of this. Right? That is what animals do. Good point. He doesn't need that. Boba is proactive and gets himself ejected. Right?
With the help of some oddly digested stormtrooper.
Yes, some oddly digested. So I saw a video that suggests that stormtrooper will somehow have gotten put in there during the Kenobi series. That's a future Easter egg. Yeah.
I like it.
I'm like, all right, that's cool, right? Hopefully, like, that would be neat if that character has a backstory. We know that most characters in Star Wars have a backstory, and so why not give...
Especially Wilro Hood.
Yeah, right? So he gets out. What happens next? Like, he's attacked by Jawas.
He has his armor stolen.
Right? He's attacked by Jawas.
Armor is stolen by Jawas. Yeah.
If you've ever felt sympathy for Jawas, I feel like this episode takes that away. Right?
Yeah.
And I've also got to point out, like, in the sequel in the sequel series, I'm sorry, in the original trilogy, when people are saying that only, when Luke and what's his face show up, Obi-Wan show up, and they're like, oh, only what do they say? Only a Imperial blaster is that accurate.
Only Imperial stormtroopers are that accurate.
Yeah. So I gotta say that I think it's very possible that these could be a group of Jawas that somehow had a grudge against Boba Fett, and that's why they took the armor. Right? I think he was involved in the death of Beru and Uncle Owen, and I think he was the one that killed
with
the
his
Jawas.
flamethrower.
With his flamethrower, right? I think he was the one that killed those Jawas, not the Imperials. And I think those Jawas were out for revenge. Because, I mean, this is conspiracy theory on Star Wars level. I mean,
no, it's not. It's Mike Zero theory on a Star Wars level. But then again, Thaddeus, you are the Mike Zero of Swugger.
That's true. That's true. But I don't know. I think that it was interesting. So he gets his armor stolen, and then the Tuscans show up and they kidnap him. It was interesting to see the Tuscan Civilization. Now, one of the things that's fascinating about this is in the original series, in the original trilogy, we see Tuscans as these violent, kind of like they have a society, but they're like a mindless killing machines. But then in episodes 1, 2, and 3, we see a more cultured Tuscan, right? We see, like, I say that, but like they have huts, they have domiciles, they have.
What do you mean cultured?
Well, they have a culture, they have a lifestyle that they.
It was no. It was it was starting to show it, but the bare bones of it was self-interest.
Well, yeah.
You know, they knew that they knew that the Krayt Dragon had to die, and the only way that it was going to happen was if they worked with, you know, human settlement that they regularly raided and murdered people at.
I mean,
I wouldn't say that's cultured.
I mean, but they have a culture. It
Pardon
may not
me,
be.
Thad. Do you have any gray?
Yeah, like what my point being is that they have a civilization. It may not be like the spacefaring civilization that we see in other areas of the universe, but like they're not these.
Oh yeah, no, they've got a
killing
society. They have a societal hierarchy. Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, they have a societal hierarchy. Yeah. Oh, the societal hierarchy was written about in the books. I'm well aware of it.
Yeah, no, and that's my point. Is it's like we see that, right? In the films, we haven't seen that. We saw it. Like what I'm saying is in the original trilogy, like the prequel trilogy, when Anakin goes and slays everybody, you know, everybody.
What? Even the women and the children?
Oh yes, especially the women and the children, right? So I saw a meme the other day, and it said, "Revenge of the Sith." Yeah, episode 3 is PG-13, which means it gets one F word, right? Where would you put the F word in Revenge of the Sith?
Are we allowed to do this?
Don't say the F word, but like, where would you put it?
Right at the end in the fight scene.
No,
I loved you, Anakin. Fuck you.
Oh, dang it, Nev. I don't have a censor button. I have to go back and edit that. I won't. I'll forget it. But Paul, where would you
asked us to drop an F-bomb. Where would we drop it?
Don't drop the F-bomb.
Don't drop the actual F-bomb.
Don't drop the actual F-bomb.
Okay.
But please don't say that you'd put it in the I not just the men but the women and children too. Please don't say you put it in before that.
Oh no, okay. No. Not me. No. The F-bomb for me would be when the little youngling comes out and he's like, Master Anakin, they've killed us all. And then he ignites the lightsaber and then the little kid goes, F. And then it splits.
F me.
Yeah. Like that would be the most cause like everyone was like, yeah, Mace Windu's gotta say it. I'm like, no. That's the obvious place to put the F-bomb.
Well, that's just it. Samuel L. Jackson doesn't have to say it. He just has to start saying it, just like he did at the end of, just like he did at the end of Infinity. Just like he did at the end of Infinity War, where he just starts to turn to dust, and you hear him utter the word "mother."
Yeah, he doesn't
have
get
to say the F bit. He doesn't. We know that's what he's going to say, and we were satisfied with half of it because it's like it's the F part.
Yeah.
Just got snapped into, it got snapped into oblivion.
Because he said it the moment he snapped back. He finished it when he got brought back.
Yeah.
Like, that was his first word. When he got back, that was the first thing that he said.
That was the first thing he said when he got back. Yeah. The other half of mother effer.
Yeah, he might have said it with a little more astonishment, but he still said it.
Okay,
Paul,
we've gone off on a major tangent, and you haven't thrown up the tangent alert.
For me, it would be, "F you, I am the Senate."
Yeah, that's. I saw that a couple.
Of times. That's a good one.
I am the Senate. I think it's the kid. I think that packs the most punch. It takes a very serious, very dark moment and brings a little levity to it. So anyways, it was what I loved about this episode is this had flashbacks.
But by the way, Thad, we were more than 15 minutes into the video when Nev dropped the F-bomb, so you can still mark it safe.
Perfect. Excellent. That's true. We were all right. That works.
Yay!
Thanks, Nev. Always looking out for me. So when Padme and 3PO head to Mustafar, 3PO would say, "Not effing again. I'm not effing flying." I could see. Have a seat, mother.
Have a seat.
Yeah. That would have been awesome. But there's a lot of really great places to put it. Now, I loved that this is the first official flashback in Star Wars, right? Am I wrong on that? They haven't put flashbacks anywhere else.
Yes, they have. They put flashbacks in The Mandalorian all the time.
Oh, I guess that's true. That's true.
And they also had a flashback in Solo where he flashed back to when he was in the army.
That is a valid point. Disregard everything that I just said, but I do love
we always
the flashback. I know. I do love the flashbacks, and because they were dreams, And he wakes up. He is clearly in a bacta tank, right? A sensory deprivation tank. I think, by the way, if you're ever in a sensory deprivation tank, I think that's just natural. Dreams and hallucinations. But it makes me
naps.
Take naps.
No. As in NAPS, nerve agent prevention. They're the pills that I was on when I was in Iraq in 2003.
Oh,
it's a pre-treatment for nerve agent poisoning.
Oh.
It's called NAPS. And when you take these pills, you got to take one every 12 hours.
Yeah.
You get some messed up dreams on them because it's like fire. Yeah, it's firing stuff in your brain. So yeah, it's like being in a bacta tank.
I take melatonin. Is that the same?
No.
Okay, so but he wakes up and he's like, all right, so we gotta go do the rounds. This was an interesting thing, right? People start showing up to offer tribute, right? To pay tribute. We got one.
But it was not the greatest song in the world. It was just a tribute.
It was just a tribute. We got a few guys, and this is part of why I think we could see some of those characters that Nev was saying earlier, right? That might not show up. We got a Trandoshan, right? Who shows up, and he offers a Wookiee pelt. Now, a Wookiee pelt for Trandoshans, when they give the pelt, this is like a huge offering, right? But my favorite line in the entire show was right there when the Trandoshan says, "May you never leave Tatooine," and then Boba's like, even when they're offering a compliment, it still sounds like a threat,
It was absolutely a threat.
It was totally a threat. Speculation, could this have been somehow connected to Bosk?
No.
You don't think so?
No. That's just being xenophobic,
that
if you will.
All Trandoshans are related.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah, all Trandoshans look the same.
Well, I mean,
are you family with Hellenics? All bald guys look the same.
I have been told that I look.
Speciest. It's very speciest.
It is very speciest, but I have been told that I look like Bruce Willis from time to time. I get Garth Brooks more than anything.
Blind people?
I was gonna say, how many beers have they had?
Probably a few. I just assume most people are drunk. But no, like that's the thought, is that this could be a connection. Now, he would be this Trandoshan would be a leading member of a Trandoshan family. This isn't some random guy though. He's there offering, his loyalty to Boba, right? And so, thank you. I forgot who we were talking about. But I loved that. Now, the voice, and I think that this is amazing. I just looked this up. Matt Berry, the translator droid, or the 8D8, right? The guy who's translating, is
the protocol droid.
The protocol droid. Yeah.
Well, he's not a protocol droid.
No, he's not.
Because he doesn't look like a C3 unit. Doesn't make it not a protocol droid.
But
it's a protocol droid.
But no, Boba specifically says we need a protocol droid.
Yeah, and that droid is a protocol droid.
But he's not.
He is. It's a protocol droid.
He's there, and he literally says we need a protocol droid.
There's a protocol droid right there in the hall.
When Boba says we need one.
Yeah, he comes afterwards.
No, he
immediately
came there.
afterwards.
No.
Yeah. But anyways, I the reason I say that, Matt Berry, he's just a regular human bartender, right? No, if you've ever seen What We Do in the Shadows, it's
yes, I have.
Hilarious show.
Your mic changed, by the way, Thad.
Mine did? Did it crap out on me?
You got all of a sudden very much lower.
I moved it. Do I need to speak? Is this better?
What We Do in the Shadows is awesome.
It is. It's an amazing show. But Laszlo is the voice of that droid. I love that. I think that's
sure.
Great. I'm looking at IMDb right now.
No way.
Yeah.
Laszlo? It's
Laszlo.
It doesn't sound like him.
Yeah, and that's why SD said he's a regular human bartender, right? Which, again, What We Do in the Shadows, that episode that SD in the comments section is referencing, is the episode where Luke Skywalker shows up, right? Jackie Daytona, right? Regular human bartender. Great episode. But yeah,
that actor's awesome. He's like in so.
He's in everything.
I wish I could impersonate his voice.
I wish I could too. Because that would be amazing. But here's the thing: as we see these people come in, Finnick is telling him, he's like, "Look, you need to stay here. We'll get a litter. We'll carry you around." And Boba's like, "No, that's not the way I'm going to do things. I'm a man of the people, right?" And we see that backfires on him a couple of times. In later on in the episode, but I don't know, I thought it was really cool, but you could kind of get the feeling that people totally disrespect Boba right now. He is going to have to earn that crime lord role. I mean, he's not just going to walk into it and get it because he killed Bid Fortuna.
No, no. It's not disrespect. It's massive amounts of respect.
How do you mean?
He's walking through a town, just him and Fennec Shan. That's it. He doesn't have a massive entourage.
Don't discount the Gamorrean guards.
He doesn't have his bodyguards aren't immediately there with him. If you wanted to take out Boba Fett, the Boba Fett, you're not going to get a better chance at doing it when it's just him and one other person. Yeah. That's why. So it's not that they disrespected him. It's that they had so much respect for him. It's like, this, we have to do it now. This is our best chance. This is the only chance we're going to get to take him out. And what happened when it got down to just 2 of them? They scarpered. They ran. As soon as it got, that when they had superior numbers, that's it. They're fighting, they're attacking. As the numbers got whittled down and it got down to just 2 of them, what did those 2 do? They scarpered. They ran for the hills before, obviously, Boba sent Fennec after them.
Yeah. So let's see. But before we go, now I gotta say, the major domo, right?
The major domo for the mayor.
For the mayor, not Boba's. I mean, Boba's major domo would be Fennec Shand, right? But the major domo for the mayor gives us an insight as to what we will probably see this week, right? It is likely in my mind that we will be meeting the mayor this week, but I kind of wonder, okay?
It's not going to be the mayor.
I don't know if it is. I have a really strong feeling that the mayor that is the Ithorian that we see in the trailer, which I believe they're trying to imply that that's the mayor. I don't think that it is. I think the mayor we've already met.
Yes, which I sent you that article that.
Yeah, Garza Fwip, right? The Twi'lek, right? The
tasty Twi'lek.
Oh my gosh,
You think she's the mayor?
I think she's the one now calling the shots. Right? I think whatever mayor we're introduced to will be just a figurehead.
Oh, I think we've already met the mayor, but not in Book of Boba.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't read the article.
Are we getting into the speculation part now?
I think it's fun to speculate throughout, so let's do it.
So
when have we had?
When would we have met the mayor
in other Star Wars shows?
All right. So, what color were those guards that attacked them after they, went and got the tribute from the?
They were humans. They were just humans, weren't they?
I know. What color? What color were their outfits?
Black and red.
Black and red.
Right.
Also the colors of Crimson Dawn.
Oh,
right, okay.
Yeah, so that is another theory that's out there that could very possibly be connected.
Well, yeah, no, that makes perfect. It's a legitimate speculation because Boba is trying to stamp down his authority as the new crime boss, and Crimson Dawn would be like, well, if we can take him out before he establishes himself, we can take over as the head crime boss for Mos Espa.
Who's leading Crimson Dawn with the death of Maul? Kira
would be the next in line. Yeah, that makes total sense. So here's the other thing. There is a name for those characters, and
SD says I expected Kira after the recent comics.
Oh,
dead on.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is.
Anything's better than Game of Thrones season 8 for her.
Seriously, I mean that was. Let's not. That'll just bring up sadness. Those attackers are part of a group called Shadow Wing. And Shadow Wing is only brought up one time in Star Wars canon, and it's not even canon. It was like an RPG game, and those.
So it's not canon.
Yeah, so it's not canon. But like it's. I don't know. Like they're called Shadow Wing.
Where did you get the information that they were called Shadow Wing?
I'm gonna say
Zero.
No, it wasn't Mike Zero. It wasn't Mike Zero. It's from a YouTuber by the name of Star Wars Meg. And like I've watched a couple of her videos before, and she's been pretty accurate before. And she had a connection. Like she said where it was, but I forgot, to be honest. Anyways.
No, Kira being the one in charge would kind of make sense.
Yeah.
thing is, if you, she has empathy, so sending a team to assassinate somebody is a lot less bloody than what a psychopathic evil crime boss would do, which would be to just blow up the building as soon as he walks into it, killing everyone in it. Because if I wanted to take over, that's what I would do. I would just be like, is he in the building? Yes. Blow up the building. Destroy the building from the air right now. Kill everybody in it. That way he doesn't walk away. But someone more conscientious would be like, just send a few assassins,
Good to know that Neil would be a ruthless crime boss.
Yes. If you're gonna be a psychopath, it's
in the title, crime boss. Okay, crime boss. So you're the boss and you do crime. So why do things in half measures? Yes, if it was me, I would just blow up the entire building with everybody in it because I know he's going to die.
And now the next time we see Nev, he will have a mask.
Yes.
And he will say he was born in it.
I was born in the darkness. So yeah, no, I think you're right. I think that this is definitely going to be, maybe not definitely. I think this has a great potential to be connected to Crimson Dawn, right? Because right now, not only did we just finish the Bounty Hunter Wars from the
War of the Bounty Hunters.
War of the Bounty Hunters, but Crimson Reign has started, and so her comic series, which is going to prominently feature her, is now starting its own run. And so to bring her in makes...
Do we have a date on when that's releasing?
I believe the first book is already out.
Oh my.
So let me look at my source. Crimson, and it is Reign, as in a Reign of Kings. Crimson Reign.
It was published December 8th.
Yep, issue 8 came out December.
I'm gonna have
8th.
to go. I'm gonna go have to go get back issues.
Yep, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, but we did speculate months and months and months ago, Thaddeus, that our primary speculation was that it was going to be some kind of, the whole show was going to be about inter-crime factions fighting for control of Tatooine. That's what we speculated. Which makes sense. Boba Fett, he's just taken it back over, and other people are thinking, right, he's weak, he's not going to pay tribute, and so they'll try and take it back from him.
Yep. And so I'm very curious about this, because it brings in a whole lot of other things. Like I'm looking at this first episode, this first issue of Crimson Reign, and I'm gonna have to read through it because I'm just, oh my gosh, it looks awesome. Anyways, but it could be. You're right, Paul. This could very well be Kira as our, now whether it is Kira or not. I do think the person that we meet will just be a figurehead, right? The Kathleen Kennedy of Mos Espa, if you will. Someone
real quick, Aldry says he was hoping they introduced Prince Caesar in his faction, but according to the original EU, he appeared before this timeline. Well, in the original EU, Thrawn was after after Return of the Jedi, and now he's before. It can be swapped.
Well, and that's true, because we had Thrawn. We in hindsight, we knew Thrawn existed, right? What is it? What's the ship, Nev, that tries to go out into? It's the Thrawn.
Talking about Outbound Flight.
That's the one. Outbound Flight took place during the Galactic Republic. It was written after the original Thrawn trilogy, but it takes place before, right? So we knew Thrawn.
Thrawn mentions that he destroyed
Outbound Flight.
He destroyed Outbound Flight.
Yeah. And so, this was the hindsight of that. So, we could see Shizor show up. Now, I will say, without giving too much away for the Crimson Reign, I'm pretty sure Shizor is in that first episode, that first issue of Crimson Reign. So I would love to see that. Now, if that's the case, yeah, absolutely. We could see Kira. We could see Black Sun show up. I don't think Jorge says Cad Bane could be Kira's muscle. I don't think Cad Bane would be muscle for someone like that. I think Cad Bane is his own man. I do think he's going to show up. And I've wanted to speculate that Cad Bane is the mayor. I just don't see him running an enterprise. I mean, he just doesn't seem the type to settle down and be like a crime lord. I could see him working with crime lords. I just don't see him being one himself. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, no, he wants to he wants to do it. He just wants to do it in a different. I don't know. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's just. Yeah. That's the noise I make when I think about this show. Just yeah.
Yeah, I don't see Cad Bane. I do see by the end of this series, maybe not this season, I do see the duel between Cad Bane and Boba going down.
How?
I don't know.
No. What I mean, how is we've in the space of a very, very tiny window, we've seen Boba Fett go from a complete and badass tearing through platoons of stormtroopers,
yeah,
right, to struggling against 6 guys with shields. So much so that when his bodyguards they're carrying him. Put me back in the back. He didn't need. Did he need was he using a Bacta tank when he was in the Mandalorian? No, he wasn't. But now he can't seem to do anything. And yes, I do. I know that there's going to be somebody out there that says Bacta it's a drug. And it can be addictive. And I think that is probably where Robert Rodriguez is leaning with this is that, you know, because he's got the money and he's got the power, he can pretty much sleep in a Bacta tank. That's going to be addictive. And maybe that's what's screwing him up, because he seemed pussified. He seemed weak. He didn't seem like, you know, I mean, he didn't just stand there and think off the top of his head, these 6 guys are all going down. You know, he didn't think, he didn't stand still, fire off his jetpack and burn every single one of them, which is kind of the thing that's what Boba Fett would do. You know, you go straight up and you burn everybody. But it's like,
did he have his jetpack on him though?
Of course he had it on him.
I don't think he did.
Yes, he was wearing it.
No.
It was on his back. He was wearing it.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I think during the walk, I don't think that he did.
Somebody play it.
I'm going back. I'm going to look.
Because, I mean, there were times that he didn't have it on him for sure. Like when he's kicking it and Jorge said that, yeah, and he had his sidearm. So...
Exactly, and he would have.
He's wearing his backpack.
Exactly, and his flamethrower is in his bracelet things. I mean, think about this, right? Everything, all of his full armor was put on him before he left. Remember, they made a big montage scene. You know, the Gamorrean
Iron Man style.
Him you know, Iron Man style. They're dressing him. They're putting all. So we know. So he is tooled up. You know, he is all tooled up.
Yeah.
Why did he not just fly straight up and burn the crap out of them all? Okay. And the only reason I can think of is the Bacta's messing with his brain because he's addicted to the Bacta.
That would be a really interesting way.
He is weak. right now he's weak, and I think other people see that. Other crime bosses see that he's weak. He's like, he wants to rule through respect and not fear. He wants to rule through respect and not fear because he is incapable of making people respect him through fear.
Adam Bundy says, I heard a rumor that Boba is using the Bacta because of what happened in the Sarlacc, but we see him after that. We don't see him using any Bacta during
Mando.
During Mandalorian.
During Mando, he was badass.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't have his armor on and he was kicking ass. Then he gets his armor on and he just destroys stormtroopers. Right? Granted, they did not start encircling him with shields, but like I just said, he had his jetpack. He could have instantly flown straight up and burnt them all.
Yeah. I don't know. Like that brings up a really good point because
but he didn't have his helmet, so could he have flown up at that point?
Yeah, he could have still flown up.
I'm curious. Now, here's the thing. I will say that we've seen the flashbacks, we've seen the dreams. The whole end of the episode was a flashback, right? I'm curious though if they're going to continue to do that, show these flashbacks. They're going to have to now that they've started it. Where's what's going on with the Tuscans? Will it lead to? It'll have to lead to him getting his armor back, right? It'll have to lead to him connecting to Mando and Baby Yoda, right? And so there's got to be something that explains why he wouldn't have done that, why he struggled so hard against those, because this is Boba. I think you made a really valid point. Like this is Boba Fett. What happened? Why is he not the bad A that we know him to be? I don't know. Right? I think you're right though, Nev. I think this is gonna have to have some kind of.
He's just not as right now. He's just not as badass. I'm looking at him, and all I see is Dad Boba. I don't see Boba Fett. I see Dad Boba. The way that he lounges in the chair.
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Right. He doesn't lean. I mean, leaning forward is more intimidating. He's just like leaning back in his chair.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a care in the world. I've got Fennec Shand here to sort me out. Whereas Boba would be.
Remember, Neil, your mic is gated.
but Boba would be. He would be more sitting forward. He would be more in a person's face. He would be more intimidatory, and that's just not there.
Yeah.
And if there isn't a damn good reason for it, I'm going to be really, really pissed with Robert Rodriguez at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that's directing it.
He is. And they do have a great amount of control here. This is not like they're being, hampered in some way. Robert Rodriguez.
Everything must be 25% different so that we don't have to give George Lucas his goddamn royalties check.
Yeah. No, this is a pretty big thing. So I think that's an interesting point that you brought up, not one that I've considered, Nev. So I'm actually really curious about that. So
I'm not just a pretty face. I'm here for the insight. Come on, we get deep. We always get really, really deep on this Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
You remember the conversation that we had about the Bad Batch episode from the last season? We were talking about episode 4, and we were talking about that village, and they put that entire village in, and I pointed out to you that they just put that entire village of people in danger. They should just be flying away, but instead they're asking completely and utterly innocent civilians to lay down their lives for no reason other than their own selfish reasons when they could just leave. And I thought that was a really, really dark thing for Jedi, and this is one of those times. There needs to be an explanation for Boba being as weak as he is.
Yeah,
there has to be. And if they don't give us an explanation, I'm going to be at the end of the season like, so why was Boba Fett such a pansy ass in episode 1? Why, Robert Rodriguez? Why did you get? Why? Why was he not kicking their asses instantly?
It's
why is he not intimidating everybody?
It's the fermented pumpkin water.
Ah, the fermented pumpkin water. Yes,
That's got to be what it is.
The Gorts.
He didn't have his pumpkin water that day, and so, like, just like me without a rock star in the morning. I can function, but do I
not
want
well.
to? Yeah, not well. Right. I gotta say, so like these assassins that come and surround him, it's awkward, right? Finnick is able to finish off at least one of the other two. I don't know. I'm looking at an image of them now. It looks very much here. Let me bring it up real quick.
And also, why didn't he fly away? He would have also caught Fennec in that.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I think he wouldn't have flown, because if he's launching off, he's going to catch everyone in that surrounding, including Finnick. And he's not
and the citizens.
Yeah, but doesn't this guy? So right up here, I've got it opened up a display. Doesn't this guy to the right? Doesn't he look like one of the Foot Clan from?
I was thinking Ermac from Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, I totally see that. Like I'm just looking at this. I'm like, I don't know. He just feels very Foot-like, right? He's definitely a henchman. I mean, we're gonna see tomorrow or whenever you guys watch it. I mean, we'll probably all watch it tomorrow. But
Fennec Shan is more ruthless than Boba Fett right now. So don't get me started on. He would, if he'd fired his jetpack, he wouldn't have killed or harmed anybody.
I don't know. I think he would have harmed someone.
In the Mandalorian, when the Mando and what's his face, the other character that was wearing Boba's armor.
Oh,
the sheriff.
Yeah,
the sheriff. When the sheriff
Cobb Vanth
and Mando were stood next to each other, and they're about to take on they both had their jetpacks on, and one stood right next to the other. Nothing happened to the person that took off second. So don't give me none of that. The jetpack would have harmed or injured any of that people in any of that group. It wouldn't have harmed any of them. It would not have harmed any of them. He could have flown up and they all would have looked up. It would have distracted them enough. Fennec would have been like, "Oh, I know exactly what my boss is going to do. He's going to hit them with the flamethrower. So all I need to do is back up and get out of the way."
And Jorge says that Happy was the writer.
Yeah, Happy Hogan, Jon Favreau is the writer of this episode. Filoni is the one who's got the creative control, but Rodriguez is the one directing. So it's the whole it's this trilogy. What's the word? What's the Godhead, right? What do they call that? With
Trinity?
Trinity. This is the holy trinity of Star Wars, right? With maybe, George Lucas pulling the puppet master strings of these three. Thank you. My brain.
The Trinity and George Lucas is the dyad.
Yeah, exactly. He is the dyad unto himself. Filoni is the big boss, right? So I don't see this being I don't know. Like, I don't see them neutering Boba Fett. Like, I don't see them doing that at all. I feel like whatever our issue with this, I think it'll be explained.
It bloody better get. That's all I'm saying is it better be explained. And the simplest explanation is him being addicted to Bacta.
I think that would actually be an interesting connection, because we don't see the underworld, the drug underworld that is rampant throughout Star Wars.
Want to buy some death sticks?
Want to buy some death sticks? We know that spice is a major issue, right? Would Disney go down that road? Is this breaking?
Would you hang on a minute?
Boba?
Before you say would Disney go down this road? Let's not forget what Fennec Shan did on top of that roof. She had two prisoners, and she just threw one. She threw one off. She just threw one off the top of the roof. She was being ruthless. She was being badass,
And
while
she
also
was.
being exquisitely hot doing so.
Yeah. Princess Shand, because she is a what? Yeah. Anyways, she's one of our Disney princesses. Yeah, I don't know. I think you're right though. I think that they do need to bring in some answers. I'm hoping that the next episode will be longer.
I'll watch it at some point tomorrow. I'm not as excited as other people are to want to watch it. Stay up and watch it at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I'm not gonna stay up.
I'm not gonna stay up and watch
I can't do that. I got work in the morning, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately, I love my job, but I don't know. I'm excited. I will say, like, I'm looking over on Disney.com or StarWars.com. They have posted a few, and I'll open them up real quick. A few new posters for the Book of Boba, and I think that this is why I think that she's going to be a. Oh, I've just got her butt.
That's fine. That's fine. That's just as good.
So it's this Twi'lek. I'm thinking that I think she's the one behind it. I really do. Now whether that they're connected to,
it's cut off on the stream.
Is it? Oh,
image.
Give it 30 seconds. That was the butt
no.
shot.
I mean, there you go.
that was the butt shot that I was referring to 30 seconds ago.
She's
gotcha.
She's definitely the she's not the crime boss, but she is a crime boss.
Yes, true. She is a crime boss, but I think that she's the one calling the shots.
Yeah,
I think she's the one calling the shots, right?
What was Darla from Cheers and the Bad Batch?
The pilot?
Exactly what she did. She got the jobs. She got the gigs.
Oh yeah.
And she sent crews out to do the stuff. That's the kind of thing that I think that this
Darla
is.
from Cheers. You're not wrong.
Yeah, I think
that's what I think that this Twi'lek is. This Twi'lek, she's got her fingers in all the pies. You know, she is the person that you go, I need this doing. Here's the job. Find somebody to go do it for me.
I think you could be right. I think I think there's definitely more to her than meets the eye. And I think,
hope so.
Oh, I do too. Wow. Like, and I gotta say, like, one thing that I loved about this, the costume design. Like, I loved Ahsoka and Boba Fett, but there was just something about her Montrails that kind of bugged me, like the way that they moved. But hers, I mean, I don't know if it was just a different design.
Ahsoka's were more bulky because of her race.
Yeah, but like the way that Ahsoka moved during the actions and stuff, it kind of felt off a little bit. But with this, maybe it's because of that. Maybe because these are a little thinner and they have a little more flexibility to it. Like it felt real. Like she felt like that is an alien. Wow. And I understand why they were dancers. I mean,
Jennifer Beals versus Ming-Na Wen. Book it.
Yeah.
I'd let either of those two kick my ass.
Of course you would. But yeah, no, I like that thing. I loved Ahsoka. I thought she was great. I thought Rosario Dawson did a wonderful job with it. But just there was something about the costume design that I think these are just a little more evolved as far as the design goes. That's my big thing with this, you know.
I mean, costumes get better over time, not just years, but even months.
Yeah. So I don't know. I was really impressed, and that's, anyways. So the episode ends with the guys fighting. I freaking hated that Rodian. I mean, I can't be the only one. Like, that Rodian other slave was just a little D-bag, right? And I'm glad that he got forced into the force choked into the sand by that weird sand monster. Right?
What, Goro 2.0?
Yeah. I would say, yeah.
No, that was more like 3.0 because he had 6 arms.
Yeah. And
Yeah. Goro 3.0 then, yeah.
And he had those abs. My gosh. All of those abs just going up.
He certainly had a 12-pack.
Yeah, he had like a 42-pack.
Like he went to Costco.
He did. But I gotta say, like, what was interesting about this, and what I do like about this, is we are seeing a more developed side of Boba. I like that, but I don't want it, like Nev has pointed out, I don't want it to take away the badassery that has been Boba Fett. Right? Yes, he was able to kill a giant sand beast with a chain. It was essentially barbed wire chain.
He pulled what Leia pulled on Jabba.
Right? But he didn't have as much girth to get through. Right? I mean, Leia probably could have.
Hence why he was able to cut it off.
Yeah. Right? But he didn't give. He gave the kid credit for it. Right? And the Tuscan daddy, leader, whatever you want to call
Tuscan
him.
elder.
Thank you. Tuscan elder. Calling him a Tuscan daddy felt wrong on a few
that was
levels.
very wrong.
But
I don't know. I'd like to meet a Tuscan daddy.
Tuscan daddy with chains and whips and robes. And so, anyways, the Tuscan elder definitely recognized it. I mean, definitely recognized the connection there. Now, tomorrow is the episode. Let us end with some solid speculation for what we're going to see. First off, have either of you seen the trailer for it?
No.
I haven't either. Based off of just what we saw in episode 1, what do you think is going to happen in episode 2?
I think we're going to get more of a flash. I think we're going to get another split story. You know, how the Tuscans trained him to use the gaffy stick like he did.
Yeah. Because
he couldn't use it worth a damn in episode 1.
No.
And I think we find out it, you know, I think we get the scene with the quote unquote mayor.
Yeah.
That being said, there should be a third part, and the Jawa, when he's attacked by I'm calling him Crimson Dawn, until I'm proved otherwise, when he's attacked by the Crimson Dawn guys with the shields.
Yeah.
And his helmet was knocked away. The Jawa didn't grab the helmet and run away with a bucket, you know, bucket of coin. He started just grabbing the coins. That was a flaw, in my opinion.
I agree.
Somebody should have picked up the darn helmet.
Yeah.
And we should also be seeing him sending out the Gamorrean guards to go get his damn helmet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I gotta say, though, we do know what happens to Jawas who steal a Boba Fett helmet. We've seen it. And it doesn't end well for the Jawas.
But he has to have the Mandalorian do it.
That's true. Right? They gotta do it with an egg. There's gotta be an egg involved. Right? Nev, what do you think will happen tomorrow?
5 years later and some meeting stuff. I say 5 years later because it's 5 years later. You think he's gonna? I can't see us getting, an 80s training montage of Boba Fett with the Tuscans for the next 5 years, because let's not forget, they picked him up at practically the end of, we're talking Return of the Jedi to current day Boba. Okay, that's only 5 years. Why would he remain on Tatooine with Tuscans for 5 years? Doesn't make any sense. So instead of just explaining it, do 5 years later and get on with the damn story now. I want to see some space battles. I want to see some, intergalactic space
You want to see
pirates.
some wars in the stars?
I want to see some wars I want to see some Star Wars between, competing factions of the underworld. Just one big Barney.
Yeah.
Multiple Mexican standoffs.
I think it's possible. I think we saw that level of. We can assume that there was training involved, right, with the gaffy stick, right? Or we can just
even Rocky had a montage.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Boba Fett doing press ups and
and hitting
stuff.
hitting the Sarlacc.
Yeah.
Right.
Sarlacc tentacle.
No, you're missing. He's got the sand creature hanging upside down by its tail, and he's just pounding away, tenderizing the meat, right? No, I think that there will be some kind of
running up the steps of Jabba's palace.
I think there's going to be something. I think it could be a meeting between him and Shand, how they officially met, right? I'm still not.
I thought Fennec Shand was going to be the one to save him from the Sarlacc.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that was the case, to be honest. I don't know, man. I think that he'll be coming back, and he's going to start laying down the law. I think there's going to be a flashback. Solomon Grundy said it in the chat. He's going to have a walking tall moment where he's just going to go in and beat the ever-living crap out of people, right? And then he has
to have the 2x4, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be like, I don't know, the head of a Jawa. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. But, yes, he's got to have a 2x4. No. He's got to have the gun. He's going to go, and he's just going to go kick some crap. I mean, he's going to go either shoot the mayor, and then that's when he's calling his meeting between all of the bosses. I think next time he's going to have his speech. And then I think at the end of that meal, he's probably going to execute one or a few people.
That's what we need. That's what this show needs. It does not need.
It's going to become Breaking Boba.
Breaking Boba.
Yeah.
Yes.
It needs the flashbacks are just all the flashbacks are going to do.
The Thanos.
All the flashbacks are going to do. It's just going to piss off fans like me.
Yeah.
It's just going to annoy fans like me because it's like none of it makes any sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah.
None of it. It's all brand spanking new, and it doesn't need to be.
Yeah. I think Jorge points this out. It could easily become a cheap filler if they're not careful. It needs to have a connection.
Yes, exactly.
Now, here's my thought. I'm thinking, and we haven't seen it yet. With the swoop bike people, I think we'll see some flashbacks with them. I think we'll see Boba go in and kicking the ever-living crap out of those guys. The arm thing, the girl with the arm. This is, who did we say she was? Aiden. Oh, balls. I did it again. I got rid of the camera. I hit one button and all the cameras go bye-bye.
Oh, you minimized.
I minimized, and then it went crazy.
Never minimize.
I know. I didn't mean to.
Just click on whatever it is you want. Oh my God! Now the entire screen's gone black.
I know.
What are you doing?
I know. Hold on. It's happening. Let me do this. I always hit the wrong button. Boom.
See, everybody can see what you're doing right now.
I know they can. I know they can.
No, open up Chrome.
I did open up.
Unminimize it.
I did. Oh my gosh, I hate myself sometimes.
5 hours later.
5 hours later. What the hell am I doing? Oh, what's her face? I think we're gonna see what's her face. Streamlabs settings, Zoom meetings. There we are. But now everyone's weird. What did I do? Boom! There we are. Back to normal. Transition. Oh, babbling about. Just like nothing happened, right? What would be a Going Nerdy live stream without technical difficulties?
Yes, Solomon. That's I keep saying this, and I will say it over and 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 over again. There are two sets of Star Wars fans: the new Star Wars fans and the old school Star Wars fans. And all that flashbacks did was cater to new Star Wars fans. It did nothing for the old guard of Star Wars fans that read the books in the 90s, read the comic books in the 90s, and expected just a little bit of respect for the source material. The people that don't know anything about that don't care because they don't know. So to them, it's like, oh, this is cool. Oh, so that's how Boba Fett got out of the Sarlacc pit. And they're thinking, right, that's very illuminating for me. Thank you. Meanwhile, there are thousands of people over 40 that are watching this thinking, why didn't you just let the Sarlacc spit him out? Why didn't you just let Dengar come and rescue him? And then Boba could have, decided he was gonna, no, I need, I'm going looking. I want my armor back. I'm going looking for it. And then his adventure with the Tuscans begins.
Yeah. Paul?
I was just gonna say how do you convey in video? There's some things you can best convey in video. There's some things you can best convey in words. There's some things that you can best convey in audio.
Mm-hmm.
The Sarlacc not being able to digest the Beskar.
Yeah.
How exactly do you tell that story?
A gurgling sound in Return of the Jedi. The Sarlacc burped. Remember, it was a break. It was brevity. It was funny. It was a quick laugh when the Sarlacc burped. Right. So it makes noises. Okay. So the Sarlacc could have just gurgled and gurgled and gurgled, and then it could have made a spitting noise, and we would have seen Boba Fett just getting shot out.
But that would have been so cheap. It would have come off so cheap.
It wouldn't have been cheap. I would have been like, yes, that is how, I had to imagine it. When I read it, I had to imagine how the Sarlacc spat him out.
But that's also such an epic moment for you, Neil, that if it wasn't done exactly like in your mind's eye, you would have been so disappointed.
It would have been, thank you for respecting the source material.
Yeah.
And to somebody new, they wouldn't have cared whether he digs himself out or if he gets spat out. Somebody that doesn't know the lore, doesn't know the source material, wouldn't have cared. So doing it would have been better than not doing it.
Yeah. I'm with Paul on this one. I think there could, but I do think I'm gonna play diplomat here. I do think that there are ways that Nev's vision could have come to fruition, could have come to pass without it coming off cheesy, and you could have still had that moment. But at the same time, I do think showing it the way that they did shows Boba as resourceful, capable, and stronger than the Sarlacc.
He's good enough, he's smart enough, and doggone it, people like him.
Yep.
He sees pride, he sees power, he sees a badass mutta who won't take no crap off of nobody.
But I do think that there's going to be some of that fan service, Nev. I do. Because who's at the head of this show? 3 very talented fans who know the material. And so I'm not fully writing off that there's not going to be fan service. I'm worried that there might be
meaningless fan service. There's a difference.
That's a concern.
There's a difference. That's my concern. There's fan service with respect to the source material, and then there's fan service. Well, let's just put this character in, and we'll give him a cameo, and he'll say this, and he'll do this, and it has no meaning whatsoever to source material.
That's what I don't want to happen either. Right? I don't want to see, I don't want to see Crimson
like
Dawn
the two, Rogue One. Yeah. When you saw the 2 guys from the Mos Eisley Cantina, but I'm like, it's like, why? Seriously, why? Why would you do that?
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
You enjoyed that because you love those characters. I saw that and instant. It's oh really? You're that. What's the word I'm looking for? I need to dig my thesaurus out. That they had so little confidence in the story and the narrative at that point in the movie that let's throw this cameo in. It'll be fun. It'll be amusing. Let's just throw it in there. It's throw away, okay, as opposed to has some kind of deeper meaning.
I mean, I don't necessarily know that. I mean, we don't, but we're not gonna. We could see more about Dr. Evazan and Frank
Pondo Baba.
Thank you. Sorry, I forgot his name. I think, but I think done right in the same vein. What?
That my friend doesn't like you.
I don't like him either. So,
Solomon.
but like in the same vein, you have fan service in my mind done right in Rogue One when you hear over the loudspeaker General Syndulla and you see in the very background Chopper, right? Because that is a bigger part of the whole. We know that Hera was part of the Rogue One attack on Sarlacc pit. What the hell? Scarif. Sorry, my brain is it's been a while since I've seen Rogue One. Right? We know that she was part of the attack, but she's not the major focus, right? But she was a big role in for fans who like some of the newer stuff being brought back in. Again, though, I think that was done right. What I'm afraid of is that they're going to do fan service for the sake of fan service. I think a lot of episodes 7, 8, and 9 was fan service for the sake of fan service with no point, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm afraid of will happen here. That's also what I'm afraid of will happen if these flashbacks, these dreams, these moments of his past are done wrong. They have to build towards whatever Boba is doing on Tatooine, right? We have to know why Boba didn't come after the Arbor for 5 years. I mean,
I keep seeing people talk about Han Solo in a rumored cameo. I hope not.
I do too.
They better not do that. That will piss off so many people.
So the rumor was that Han went in, or that not Han, but Harrison Ford went in and had some work to be done, but it was supposedly for the Indiana Jones film.
The Indiana Jones film, yeah.
Right? Some de-aging or something like that. But the rumor is that while he was there, they brought him over. Right? I really hope that's not the case. I mean, again, how could they do that without making it completely weird? You know? I don't know. I'm again, if done wrong, it could be tragic. Now, if it's done right, they could somehow potentially start saving 7, 8, and 9. I don't know if there's a way to save them, but I think if there is one, they'd find it. I think Filoni and Favreau could find it.
Yeah. All right. We are coming up on our 90-minute mark,
Yep.
So let's go ahead and get into. On that note, let's get into our final ratings of this episode. What are we going to? Fermented pumpkins.
Fermented pumpkins.
Beskar ingots.
Beskar ingots. I'll go with Beskar ingots. I'll second Nev. I do like fermented pumpkins, but let's stick with Beskar. So out of 5, Paul.
Why not 88? How many 8D8 heads?
8D8. Is that what those things were called?
Matt Berry's character.
Oh, 8D8.
The non-protocol humanoid droid.
How many vampire heads?
How full is the back to tank?
I like that. How full is the back to tank?
How full is the back to tank?
All right, my back to tank is 60% full. It was an average episode of a Star Wars show. Yes, it had the name Boba on it. but nothing really screamed Boba to me except for, hey, he escaped the Sarlacc pit. Okay, now what? Now what's going to happen? Oh, something that could have happened to anybody else.
All right. Nev?
60.
60.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I'm actually going to go lower than both of you. And that's never happened before.
And why are you so excited for episode 2?
Because I'm an excitable person, Nev.
Okay.
I'm a very excitable person.
Okay.
I
have cotton candy, Thad.
Oh, I like cotton candy. And I believe Nev would call it candy floss.
Yes, we do. We call it candy floss.
I would say I'm gonna be a solid 50, because to me it was average, right? It was right there in the middle. It didn't blow my socks off. There were things about it that I liked, and there were things about it that I disliked. I did watch it more than once. As I said, I watched it almost 4 times ish, right? The last time I was mostly listening to it anyways. It made me put my phone down the first time I watched it and not be tempted to pick it up. Which, to me, that's huge, right? But on repeat watches, I saw more things that I didn't like, you know? And as we've discussed it, there were definitely things that kind of popped up that I'm like, all right, that's a legitimate thing. Nev's gripes, I think, have some legitimate validity. And I don't say that very often. So I'm going to give it a 5. A 50 out of 100%.
50%.
So that puts it as 57.
So is your back to tank? Yeah, but hang on. The big question is, because you're going for 50%, is the back to tank half full or is it half empty?
It's half full.
Okay.
My back to tank is half full.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, it's 100% full. It's just that 50% is Bacta and the other 50% is air.
Solomon Grundy says, if you compared the first Firefly with the first book of Boba, only watching one, go. I think Firefly was overrated. Mandalorian was the better space western. How can I tell you? How can I prove it? Season 2.
Yeah. I really wanted to enjoy Firefly. It was not my time, to be honest. I liked it. I liked a lot of things about it, but
Shut up, Jane.
Book of Boba. Or Mando.
I understood that reference.
Mando is my favorite, right? Book of Boba has a spot, but it has a lot of work to do and a lot of ground to cover.
Mm-hmm. It does. It has a lot of work.
So, well, gentlemen, what do you have Nev, Paul, what do you have coming this week?
Well,
GAC.
Yep. Go ahead, Neil.
I have GAC coming up. The greatest mode for the greatest game in the world ever.
Oh, but by the way, now that we're talking about the game, if they do make a character out of Dad Bod Boba Fennec Shand, you're gonna need Gamorrean guards. Start gearing them up.
Yeah, absolutely. Gamorrean guard's gonna absolutely be necessary. Rework, I think, is imminent, to be honest.
Rework would be better because I already have him at 7 stars because I had nothing else to farm. I've been playing the game that long.
Yeah, same.
He's only gear 8, but
I think mine's at gear like 9 or 10, to be honest. God. Yeah, I accidentally farmed him more than I should have. But I think that might work out for me in the long run.
And then we have Boulder Doobies as our guest this week.
Ooh.
Boulder Doobies is a Patreon who's part of the GA Center leaderboards, the Patreon leaderboards, and also we're coming back for the first episode of season 6.
Yeah,
and we still need to talk about what we're going to do in the final segment, Neil.
Ooh,
so we'll definitely chat that up. And then over on Vault 37 Studios on Twitch, Christy and I have finally made it to Lego Dimensions.
Ooh.
The minifigure Toys to Life game. So,
nice. Congratulations.
We're 1,016 bricks to be gotten. So far, we have 8.
Good luck, sir. Good luck. Try not to step on any of those. Now, thank you, gentlemen, as always, for joining us. Thank you, those of you who've tuned in, who have followed up or who are watching this on repeat. And check us out next week. Enjoy the episode tomorrow. You will see us again next week, next Tuesday. Same
Tuesday 8 at 11 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Thed time.
Indeed, Mountain Time.
That time.
As always, I will most likely be streaming my GAC tomorrow, and I've got some other videos I kind of want to be in the works for. Now, this has been us for the Nerdy Network. Paul?
Yep. Absolutely. Everybody, remember, be nice to each other, damn it. And remember to smile.
And stay nerdy. Nev? Hit the button.
Push the button.
Push the button.
Push the button. You push the button.
Oh, that's right.
You push the button.
I push the
No,
button.
you push the button.
You have the button.
I have the button?
I don't have the... You push the button.
All right. Bye, guys.